What's up, guys? We're back at it. Episode number 27.
Thinking Game Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support. Help us get to 1K subscribers. And boy, we back at it again. People don't realize, man, we work 40 hours a week, man. Shoot, man. We actually work regular jobs and do this. So.
School, you know what I mean? Trying to
I just got out of summer school. Yes, sir.
Any kind of way you can, you know what I mean? Getting your skills together, you know, and it's never too late to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You always want to add on to the skill like Legos. You can never stack enough Legos on top of each other. You know what I'm saying? So, one of our first segments we want to talk about is working through hard situations. A lot of times when you're going to school, I know now you got the high school, like regular school they're going to school in August when school start, college, stuff like that. Sometimes you get those classes, you're like, man, this class is going to be hard. This class is going to suck. I know for me, like I had to do summer school biology, man. I just knew I didn't want to take that class. But, man, I had, like you say, you had to slow it down, doing one thing at a time, doing little virtual labs and stuff like that. And I finally got through it, man. But, boy, in my mind, I knew it was going to suck, though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Defeating yourself before you get into it, or is it realizing that preparing yourself for something you know you're weak at, knowing yourself, you know what I mean? Preparing yourself for the hardship.
Yeah.
And enduring things like that, you know what I mean? When you think and know it's going to be hard,
right? Chop
it up into little digestible pieces.
Boy.
You know what I mean? It's a semester.
Yep.
It's made up of weeks. Weeks are made up of days. Days are made up of hours. You know what I mean? Like, I need to spend an extra hour.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Just get through this assignment.
Yep.
And then get through this test. You know what I mean? Just break it down like that. Don't think of it just, this hard class. Or just don't think about, like, it's 4 years of school or 6 years of school. You know what I mean? It's 1 year at a time. You know,
then you got to think, most of the hard professions pay a lot. They pay the most money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, doctor, 6 figures. Pharmacist, you said pharmacist 6 figures, right?
Yes.
RN, is RN 6 figures, or you got to go
you can manipulate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can overtime, traveling assignments,
like nurse practitioner or something like that.
Yes,
yeah.
And you gotta think. You know what I mean?
Lawyers. I think
research that for yourself, like which job it is, because some jobs are hard, but they don't pay the dividend.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You crushing rocks, or you know what I mean, planting flowers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard work, but it don't.
Sometimes you plant flowers, you get enough clients that you work on their flowers, you might make money though.
Yeah. But if you working for somebody else hourly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going to get you.
I don't care how much overtime you work. If you are making $10 an hour, you know what I mean? Not good at math. Right. You are going to make $1 million and have it. You can make it, but you know what I mean? You're not going to have it at one time, you know what I mean?
Yep, and they go over these next two little things, enduring through the process of gaining education and skill set. It's an endurance race. It's not a sprint. It's an endurance race. The best thing probably I would tell, if I could go talk to Mike at 20, is now that I'm in IT, if I would have started along that track younger, I'd have more years in IT, plus getting the education. Now it increases your chances. Though nothing is guaranteed, you can increase your chances. You can have, what am I trying to say, the stats or the credentials or something like that. So when you get to those opportunities, you have the backing to show that you got what it takes to get the job done because you worked in the field. But if you kind of all over the place, zigzagging, you're working in restaurants, then you're working in retail, then you're working in hospital, then you're working in hospitality, then you're working in catering, then you're working in IT, it kind of, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of look kind of weird on your resume, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you don't get certified in any of this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Jack of all trades, master of none, you know what I mean? So you don't have that backing, paper, or even experience, because you did so many things. You know what I mean?
What you mean? Yeah.
You know, you just did too many things, and you are not really
exactly
a master of any. You know what I mean?
And then we're gonna get into that a little bit of that later too. It's other things you can do that don't require certifications, and it's something that just different things. Everybody kind of attracted to different things when it comes to those little side hustles. But we're gonna get to that. The second top point is we're gonna get into is working to gain experience around the skill set. Now here's the thing. You have to find what your skill set is. Are you a hands-on person? Are you more of a logical thinking person? Are you a person that analyzes everything? Are you a person that's good with managing people? Are you a person that's good? You know, you have to find out. You got to do your best to kind of figure these things out, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're young. So as you get older, you kind of can build around those skill sets and not, you know, do any missteps. Be more efficient about what you pick for your post-education around your skills. Like if you're a good hands-on guy, maybe you want to do an apprenticeship after high school. You know, go be an electrician and run wires for like new houses and subdivisions or something. Or, you know, be a journeyman, become a master electrician. Then you get to pick your own jobs, or you want to do specialize in something. Like you just want to install generators and transfer switches. You can just do that for new houses, you know what I'm saying? You probably make good money just doing that, you know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing wrong with wanting to work outside and work with your hands. It's not a less or job. You can still be a business owner. You know what I mean? That can be your business. You can work for yourself. And you find what you're good at in school and stuff like that. But it's nobody's responsibility to find what you're good at. You know what I mean? Sometimes you are good at stuff because you're comfortable with it. You know what I mean? You experiment and you're just like, oh, I can do that with ease. You know what I mean? But it's your job to experiment with that. You know what I mean? Like he said, working to build the skills. Right. So if you know, like if you at the second step and you know what you want to do, build on that. You know what I mean? You want to be a nurse. Like try to work in a hospital. You know what I mean? Definitely. Electrician. You know, find somebody you can volunteer under. You know what I mean? A mentor and things like that. You want to own a restaurant, I think you should be a waiter first. Right. You know what I mean?
Learn at the ground level, all the levels of it,
ins and outs. So by the time you graduate from culinary school, you'll have, I got 5 years working experience, 10 years working experience in restaurants, and now you're a chef. So you can have the education and also the experience.
Bro, if I knew...
pad your stats.
If I knew now what I knew then, bro, I would have tried to get a job at UALR right out of high school or something like.
Oh yeah.
At the college, University of Arkansas Little Rock, I would have just been a custodian, bro, and got half off my education.
Oh God.
And student loans, and get paid at the same time. Is the money that great being a custodian? Probably not, but it's still the same by what you be making at Walmart.
And the benefits.
And then you can pay the parking out of your payroll check, and now everything is centered around your education because you work there and you go to classes, and you can go to classes while you're at work. Dude, you can't beat that. And they're hiring all the time for stuff like that at colleges and stuff.
But you're a young person,
just a perception, right?
You imagine, you know what I mean, a janitor, everybody else is staying in dorms and this and that.
Who cares? I don't care about perception.
Accumulating debt too. You know what I mean?
What debt? What?
Debt. The other students that are living in a dorm and you still taking out the trash. At the same college, your friends are going to school with having fun. When you finish, the
thing people don't understand, they see if you're saying accumulating debt is that you can accumulate debt in anything you finance. I mean, you're going to get a house. You want a nice house, that's debt. You want a nice car, that's debt. But you know what? When you get your education, that car ain't going to last for so long. It's only going to last for so long. No matter how much you take care of it. And that new car may not get you a new job. Yeah. You could drive to the new job. You look nice driving to the new job, but that education just opened different doors that you couldn't get to without having it. And trust me, I used to be one of those people. I don't need school, man. I'm good with a 2-year degree. And where I'm at right now, I'm back in school right now. And I'm telling you that if you learn how to communicate, learn how to deal with people, get your education, learn how to market yourself. You can check out my channel, Mike Flair. I talk to young about buying suits on a budget. Like say, Alain Dupatit, you can buy a suit for $50. It look better than somebody who buys a suit for $1,000 to get it fully tailored. It's all about the person wearing the suit. It's not just about the suit.
And yeah, you're wearing $50 suits now.
Yeah.
Till you get to the $1,000 suit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. And I probably still buy $50 suits even when I get in, just cause.
Yes.
When you boss out, you just like now you buying 5 or 10 suits now. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy, but so the last topic in this little segment is not letting school or post-education be stressful. Now this is a tough one because everybody deal with that differently.
Yeah, easier said than done.
I think I look at life different. I mean, everybody has stress levels. They get stressed out, but in my opinion, it's your choice if you want to hold on to it or do you want to let it go. It's up to you. Everybody different. It's kind of like the monkey and the coconut, you know. You can stick your hand in there, you holding on to it, but when trouble started to come, the monkey don't want to let it go. What's ever in that coconut, he don't want to let it go, and his hand can't get out. That's the whole purpose of the trap. Your hand can't get out, but if he let it go and pull it, he can pull his hand out because he got his fist balled up, he can't get it out. That's how the stress is sometimes. When you feel stress coming, can you pull your hand out or whatever in there? You just got to keep holding on to it. It's just, you know what I'm saying, depending on how you look at that. Angle you look at it from.
And you look at the physical is in this analogy. Sometimes
no, it's mental.
Okay, but I'm looking at the physical side of this analogy. Okay, I'm gonna get away from these stressful people. Like, so you get a safe space. You go to a library to study, but you still thinking about the stress and the drama at home. You know, that's what he's talking about, letting it go. Because even if you change your location, but your thoughts are on this stressful situation, and it's easier said than done to control your thoughts. You know what I mean? Because we don't control what we worry about.
You don't think you don't control what you worry about?
Like I don't. You know, it's not a fully conscious choice.
You don't think so?
Fully, like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody says I'm going to worry today.
No, I'm saying, but it's
no. I mean, like partially. You know what I mean? That's the first step. Going through your process to relieve stress, grief, and things like that. Nobody says I'm going to grieve. My mom died. I'm going to grieve for 3 months, and I'm not going to think about it after 3 months. The plan is to let your mom go, but sometimes we have struggles.
Right.
You know what I mean? Put it in out of your mind will work. You know what I mean? But like you have to consciously.
But see, that's different with your mom. I'm talking about like work and education, like stress like that. Something that, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I guess like I said, that's how I say everybody look at it different.
No, I mean
like your family, like, you know, terminal family members like your mother, father, something like that. For me, that's different than something like a class or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you got to withdraw a class because the class not working out, you got to withdraw. I'm not stressing out over withdrawing the class if I have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it done before the deadline.
Yeah, and not sweat the small stuff. Yeah. And that may be big for you. You've never had to withdraw from a class, and that is a good point. So take some time. Yeah. Hey, I regret drawing from that class.
Yeah.
Take a few hours. You know what I mean? Eat a fruit roll up and then let it go. You know what I mean? Because it's going to help you get to your goal.
Right.
And whatever your process is it logic? Talk to yourself. Explain to yourself, hey, I had to withdraw from that class because of this. And where I'm going, I didn't, with that class. It was going to drop my GPA. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
And stop trying to live up to that standard. You're putting unnecessary pressure on yourself.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly.
So, we both see it the same way, but we get to there differently. You know what I mean? Whichever way works for you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Don't sweat the things you cannot control.
Boy, for real.
And trust yourself. You made the best decision or the informed decision or the best situation or best decision in that situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So our second segment that we're going to get into is learning about side hustles. It's kind of weird because growing up in the hood, man, that's all you see more people doing side hustles than you do actually working sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you see dudes that he know how to do sheetrock, but instead of him, becoming a carpenter, being legit, he just do it on the side, you know what I'm saying? You just meet the dude at Home Depot, man, you need some walls done? I got that, man. I do sheetrock, man. Let me help you out, man.
Oh, you got a license?
Instead of being a general contractor, man, who needs that, you know what I'm saying?
I got you, fam. It's a break. You just call me.
And then like cutting grass, side hustle. But I didn't know. Like I said, you have to get permits and stuff for that. You can, but you can't at the same time just make that like a large scale. When you get to a certain scale of cutting grass, you got to start getting legit at that point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I didn't know that because I was doing that at one time. You know what I'm saying? But when I looked it up on the city of Little Rock, you got to have permits and all kind of crazy stuff. But there are a ton of side hustles out there. I mean, cutting grass, painting. Some people paint, but that's a legitimate actual career, painting though.
Yep.
Like paint houses and stuff. Some people do like specialty work, like mulch or something like that, and all that's under landscaping, almost kind of just about, you know what I'm saying? So, but learning about those little side hustle stuff you can make cash on, simple cash on, that you can put towards something or invest or something, or do something extra outside of your main job, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to develop skills for, because you go to school for something that you can't branch off or do something on your own, a concept degree, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Was it the degree like you have to work for somebody or you really can't use it kind of deal? You know what I'm saying? Like management. Like if you just get a degree in just general management, I mean, you pretty much have to work for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Or you can get that degree and use it to manage your own company better. Right.
But what if you don't know how to start a company though? That's
yeah. That can't be your first step, yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, You can do it, but I'm saying you don't know how to start your own, because most people when they start their own business, they're usually working for themselves. Usually don't have an employment, because having a team of people, that's a whole nother can of worms. Like having a business, now you got employees, you got to do payroll taxes. How many people that, you know what I'm saying, the average person know how to even get that started, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of little stuff, you know, and that's the second thing we're talking about, turning side hustles into a legitimate business. That's the next step. You start the side hustle, wash, rinse, repeat, figure it out. Now it's time to go to the next level, make it legitimate, like a legitimate business. You know, you're doing taxes, payroll, you got employees now. Now you got a building or something like that, you work out of. Then turn it to going to that next level, be legitimate, man. You got to have insurance for your business, stuff like that. And it's a journey, man. It's something that you really have to do some research on, to go legitimate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that finding your side hustle, even when you find it, it's research.
Yeah.
And the supply, the demand. You know what I mean? Do you want to buy the products wholesale? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then wait for the orders to come in, and then you make them.
Yeah.
Or do you want to make everything as you go?
Right.
You'll find that out. You know what I mean? In the process, you know what I mean? Finding side hustle and making it legitimate.
For sure.
Like, ooh, I need the place to store all this product before I make what I'm selling. You know what I mean? Sales research. I can sell this much a month.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or I'm buying these cars where I'm gonna store them. You know what I mean? Who's gonna fix them? Am I gonna fix them?
Right.
If I buy 10 cars, I can't fix them and sell them and store them at the same time.
You could if you have the land for it.
But no. But you have to I can do 5. That's what my land permits and my storage permits.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yeah.
And my mechanic, can do.
Right.
10 is a good opportunity, but we'd lose money buying additional storage.
And that's the third
the
one
things
we're
you'll find out once you are trying to make it that from a side hustle to a legitimate business.
And then that third piece is like understanding the time investment it takes to get to the next level. Most of the time, people don't realize that it takes so much time to go to the next level. Like, let's say you want to get to just go from 5 figures to 6 figures. You probably not gonna be working regular 9 to 5 office hours no more. I mean, you're gonna be bringing her work home with you. You're gonna be checking emails.
And the negative side of that, he's not talking about, you're gonna work 2 hours a day.
No.
20-hour days, or you're gonna be on call 24.
Right.
Because you're your company.
Yeah. It's right. Or you could be working for a company. Like, you be like a vice, like a chancellor or something, or like the top guy, like general manager or something like that. Yeah, you're going to be making money, but you're going to be putting in so much time, though. It's not going to be like a conventional 9 to 5 kind of job, you know what I'm saying? And I remember I did on the last podcast is that it was talking about the land auction. That house that was on there, over there by UAMS, I was showing people. I went to that auction. I might see if I can put some pictures up. I did it with my glasses. I recorded, but somebody bought the house for like $47,000, bro.
Ooh, man.
So what it is lawyers, when they got the disposable income, they send a representative there to bid on it for them, and they be buying up property, bro. Either renting it out or flipping it. So they said the woman that was there, she was bidding on it, but she stopped like around $30,000, but she said the house probably worth like $90,000 when you get it back restored to regular. I think she said it needed a roof right now, so they bought a house for like over there by UAM. They expanding their roads and stuff too. And she said you can rent that out to a travel nurse.
No problem.
No problem. You know what I'm saying? And there's just stuff like that we have to learn and teach our kids about, because they can build up and get there earlier than we can, you know what I'm saying? They be doing that in their 20s, you know what I'm saying? With they refund money. That's why we're telling people, if you get your refund money, you need to find creative ways to invest that and flip that, instead of just buying clothes and stuff and then 2 years, the clothes out of style now. Versus if you buy a house, it keep going up with inflation, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So our last little topic we get into is a parallel topic. And pretty much kind of connect all these dots together. Like, why is it wise to get familiar or figure out your individual skill set in order to take the most efficient steps as possible? It's definitely wise to figure it out early as you can, be objective as you can, because now you can know what to plan and build around. You don't want to... if you're not good at retail, you probably don't want to invest a lot of time in it, Like Jay said, you want to be a nurse, you probably don't want to be working at Dollar General, you know what I'm saying? You probably just work at a hospital, get your feet wet. You don't have to be a nurse right off the bat. Just work at a hospital, working environmental services, or, there's so many positions. You could be, the people that work at ER, the intake people or something like that.
Phlebotomists,
you know what I'm saying? If you like taking blood, phlebotomists, you know what I'm saying? So many little jobs you can do like that to get your feet wet, to understand the environment of working in a hospital, because it is a different environment than like working in Walmart or something like that. Totally different environment, you know what I'm saying? What you think about that one, bro?
Planning.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Strategy, yes.
It's good, you know what I mean, to be older or just take your time figuring out, stuff. But like, time costs money.
Yes.
And especially when you're in college, you taking a class. I like pottery, or you know what I mean. I like dancing. I like music. You know what I mean. You'll have plenty of time for that, you know what I mean. Once you get education, lucrative education, once you get the money, you can pursue all of your passions.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But it's hard to be passionate when you're hungry. Your count is in the negatives. You know what I mean? So, do what you interested in, and follow your skills. try it. Just try it. Just get out there and like he said, like if you want to, like you thinking about it, like try it. Get your feet with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to cook. You know what I mean? Try to cook. Like, you know what I mean? Work at the Waffle House. Start your way up. Sometimes you decide, blood in for me.
Right.
I can't take people orders. You know what I mean? I'm not a people person.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, but, you know what I mean? You wanted to be a coach.
Right.
But I don't like people like that when I'm in charge. You know what I mean? I want to be a teacher.
Right.
You find out you don't want to teach children. You want to be a college teacher.
Right.
These are things you need to know before you invest 8 years of schooling.
Right.
Into their career.
Right.
Because you feel like a prisoner of your own work.
Right.
Or your own success. You build a castle around yourself. Right. And it wasn't a castle. It's a prison with no door. Yep. And it's going to take so much work to get out of that field or wasted work. Right. You know what I mean? You got a computer science degree and now you took 10 years to get. Mm-hmm. Now you want to do pottery. Right. And so there's a wasted kingdom, castle you built, and you can't do nothing with. So that's why taking efficient steps, if you're not sure, take longer. You know what I mean? So what? You're 30, 35, 40. You know what I mean? Time investigating or finding your passion isn't wasted time. Right. And
that's the key word, time investigating, not time just hanging out. Yes. Because time will go by so fast when you just hanging out. I mean, you'll blow through 2 years just hanging out, just kicking it, man, no problem. And not did nothing. I mean, just working or something like that. Yeah. You always want to go up. You always want to figure out what's the next step to go up. Sometimes to go up, sometimes you may not eat what you want to eat. Sometimes you may feel like you're starving, but you're eating something. You might have to go downscale to go eat ramen noodles in order to go up 3 steps. You know what I'm saying? You got to be creative in how you're doing it. That's where the plan and strategy come from. Okay, if I want to move up, I'm going to have to stop living the lifestyle that I'm living now and kind of downsize that in order for me to go to the next level. So I don't be starving, but I'm eating something. It's just not what I'm used to eating. I'm not eating steak and lobster. I drop back down to ramen noodles enough to survive so I can get to that next level, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like in this maintenance levels. Yeah. Between your levels of success. Right. So sometimes you gotta, like you right here living, right. You know what I mean? You gotta live down there for maintenance. Right. To get up here.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And that's what basically was saying, you know what I mean? Like, I know some people work overtime.
Boy.
Every paycheck.
Boy.
That's for another company. They'll give you a wage, but you deserve more. So when you work for yourself, you don't get that money. And by working for yourself, I mean going to school, improving yourself, right. Doing something for you will enrich you and make you better. Right. You don't get that money that you used to getting. So you gotta now you're on a maintenance level because you just eating. You have reduced time, reduced income. Right. So you have reduced luxuries. Right. Exactly. That's the maintenance level. But you spending that time bettering yourself. Right. So that will catapult you to your new standard. Right. Now your standard was right here, maintenance level right here. Now you're up here.
And what we're pretty much saying, let's say if you're making this ballpark figures, right? General figures. If you're making 50,000 and you living off that, you making it, you living off that, you doing pretty well. And then you get a job making like 80 or 100,000. If you stay like you was living at 50,000 and do some investing or some things, some reshuffling, that 80,000, you'll be so much more comfortable, so much far ahead. Instead of trying to just live now, I'm at 80, I'm going to live off 80 now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you make 80 but live off 50, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother ball game, level of thinking, you know what I'm saying? So
that's the check-to-check mentality.
Boy.
If you have the check-to-check mentality, it's not the money.
Right.
It's you.
Yep.
If we give you 20,000 check to check,
Yep.
50,000. You're check
Boy.
to check. You got another car.
Yep.
You moved because you leveled up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you deserve it. It's your money. 80,000.
Boy.
You gonna move too?
Yeah.
120. You gonna move again?
Yeah.
You gotta get the new car. Like, you know what I mean? I need the 2022.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't want a Corolla. I need the new Cadillac.
Yeah.
Because I'm making money.
The best
I'm you know what I mean?
fully loaded.
And you know what I mean? You're check to check living.
Boy.
With 100.
Well, I got $1,000 left over after I pay all the bills, but dude,
but
as
your
an
taste,
adult,
your taste,
exactly.
It
As
has
an adult,
increased.
you will blow through $1,000 though, and you know some people you paid every 2 weeks. You got $1,000 for 2 weeks, man. You can, you can blow through $300 just buying stuff for the house.
Okay.
You ain't even did nothing extra though.
But you didn't think about this when you were making 50. Now you're making 200 or 150, right?
Yeah.
You got premium gas now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't really, you don't budget for gas.
Right.
You got $1,000 left. You got premium gas. Your wife got premium gas.
That's $100 right there.
I'll eat 100. That's probably 200. Like, cause 100 for each car,
Yeah.
right? Weekly.
Yeah.
So they was said, well,
That's
400. That's
yeah.
$800 gas.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you're right. Just in gas.
Because you didn't calculate. We do use premium.
Right.
But what about you used to stop at Dunkin'? Now you stop at Starbucks.
Boy.
And now you getting the Starbucks food because you used to bring your own cup.
Right.
And then just to get now you got your special oat milk. And your drink order at Starbucks is $15. You know what I mean? Hey, I got 150,000 now. Yeah. I can get the little croissant they microwave. You know what I mean? And the little scone. You know what I mean?
And the scone.
And then that's every day. You just increase and this. And there's nothing wrong. You make more money to get the things you want.
Right.
But sometimes
you have a level of discipline with it.
It'll keep you in the check situation.
Change their mindset, yeah.
So you know what I mean. I don't want you to be, save everything and invest.
Don't have no fun at all.
But you have to don't spend it all.
Boy.
You know what I mean? Because you will be check to check living with 200,000.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah.
Check to check living. 250.
Right. So our last topic is why skills is important and part of your value in the workplace or entrepreneurship. Here's the thing about skills and value, right? When I was working, see, we don't realize there's so levels to in the corporate. You got entry level, then mid level, you got management level, then you got executive level. If you don't have any skills, like entry level, you don't even need skills. It's like, you go to a big box retail store. Do you got a heartbeat? Can you use all 4 of your limbs? Can you wiggle your 10 toes? You're hired. Come on in. You know what I'm saying? You start getting to that mid level, you got to have some skills like, are you dependable? You know what I'm saying? Can you figure stuff out? You know what I'm saying? Are you pretty good at this, at a specific thing? You start finding, it start getting specific skills they want at those levels. You get to that management level, you got to be able to manage people. Can you manage people? Can you manage projects? Can you make sure things get done on a timely manner? That's a skill, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let's say, somebody's administrative assistant or support to a staff or something like that. You wouldn't think that knowing how to use a computer is a skill, but it is.
Yep.
Knowing how to run a Zoom meeting, knowing how Google Calendar works.
How to fax.
Knowing how to fax and use a printer machine. Those are skills. It may not seem like a skill, but they are. And let me drop you in the middle of an office setting, a small company, and the CEO come in and say, man, I need you to make me 15 copies of this. I need you to schedule meetings for October 15th, 18th, and 21st on my Google Calendar. And then on top of that, I need you to go ahead and get a Zoom meeting set up for 2:00 this afternoon. How many of y'all could do? How many of y'all would even remember what I just said, let alone do it?
I'm a manager. I don't do that stuff. That's just.
Yeah, all you doing is telling him to take your job. That's all you doing. But yeah, and the more skills you have doing things, the valuable you start to become. I mean, you can get so many skills to the point where people start recruiting you. You're not even looking for jobs. They looking for you. They sending you messages and stuff. So definitely think about that. Like, what skills do you have? What industry or what corporate section that skill can be used in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's a great point. You know what I mean? Just develop your skills. Be confident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're the spokesperson for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't want to get stuck in, like you say, the entry level or the management level, and you let them choose for you.
Right.
You bring all these skills to entry level position.
Boy.
If you want to do a manager's job at an entry level pay,
they'll do it. They'll let you do it.
Please, sir.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Save me the money.
Be the MVP. You know what I mean? And a good manager will manage you. That will have you doing their job and everybody else's. You know what I mean?
No problem.
That guy, Bob, he was a really good worker. We'll throw him a pizza party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of paying you what you're worth, you know what I mean? The $75,000, you still getting paid $35,000, but you doing the job. You complaining, but you not moving, or you not.
Right.
They will use your lack of education. Oh, you doing all the work,
right?
Man, Bobby, you doing my job. Yeah. You do my job better than me, man. But man, you just don't get that your bachelor's. You just got
and that's a skill too.
The certification. You know what I mean. Dog, man, I wish I can do that for you. Yeah. And they won't, and you can get
See, that's a good skill. Understanding how not to let people take advantage of you, but not be so rude that you could lose your job. But also let them know too that I'm not the one to try that on. You know what I'm saying? That's a skill, man.
Yes.
Because people will try you. They'll throw it out there and see if you'll do it. It's true. If I get them to do this, man, it'll make my job easier, man. Why not? You know what I'm saying? But it's a skill to be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? This ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Be able to explain to them that I understand what you're trying to do, but I'm not going to do it because you're not fit to run me over.
Yeah, the art of saying no.
Yeah, the art of saying no, yep.
Without losing your job, without being disrespected. Responding to disrespect professionally.
Boy.
Because they just told you to do two people's jobs.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you react to their disrespect,
right?
You know what I mean? You're the one going home.
Going to the crib.
So it's like some people have the mentality that you can't say no at work.
Right.
But you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People always say, it's not what you said, it's how you say it. You can say a friendly, respectful no, or explain to them what it really is, because they don't know.
I think there's one thing too to understand. Anybody, any age, how hard it is to not offend somebody.
Oh God.
Man, it's almost impossible. It's like if you think you can go through life and not offend somebody or not make a mistake, you are insane. It's gonna happen. It's all about how you rebound from it. It's all about how you come back from that. It's kind of like being in the NFL. A cornerback. They may have a good defensive stop, but it's that one catch that the receiver may score a touchdown or something. If you let that get to you, it'll mess you up. You know what I'm saying? But a good cornerback got short-term memory. He's like, all right, next play, you got me that time. I'm going to get you next time. Yeah. I'm like Champ Bailey, baby. I'm still the best. Somebody going to have a problem next week. I guarantee. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, man, that's a skill right there, though, man. It's understanding, how to get past, and let go of those mistakes. Because a lot of times that causes stress too when you mess up. And sometimes you feel like you just like, man, I can't get my head above water, but you got to get your head above water though, man. If you don't want to drown,
that's your head. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's nobody else's.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, you got anything else you want to chop it over with before we close out this thing, man?
Oh no, that's it. I enjoy talking to you guys.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we enjoy, making this content. And we enjoy making this content for the youth. Like I said, we really thought about, we go back and talk to ourselves at 19, 20. What would we say? What would we do? How would we present this? And that's what we go off of. Based off our experiences. Because like I said, we didn't go to college right after high school. We worked probably to our mid-20s, then went back to school. So we learned a lot. That's another thing about time in your youth years. Learn from everything that you can. Learn from other people's experiences. Learn from other people's journeys that was before you. And learn how could you be more efficient. Not from a judgmental standpoint, but from an objective standpoint to say, okay, if I be efficient at this, I can do this, and this.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Try to learn from other people's. I watch documentaries a lot to learn from people's walk and learn from people's path. That's why I tell you want to be in the entertainment industry, you need to watch documentaries on rappers and singers and talk about how their first deal usually be the worst deal.
Yeah.
And then you sign this long first deal, it's like 20 albums. Man, that's insane, man.
How many people got 20 albums?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, guys, we finna get ready to sign out this thing. We just want to say that help us get to 1K subscribers. That's our goal.
Yep.
And we're working on trying to reach out to people, do interviews and stuff like that, and got some more different kinds of content coming. So just stay tuned, subscribe, like, share. Thanks for watching, and we're about to sign out this thing.
Thanks.